everyone, and welcome back to Gotaproblemmate podcast. What episode is it?
Who knows?
Oh,
We're in the 110s.
we're in the 110s.
115, something like that, is it?
121.
121, mate.
121.
I'm having a matcha latte.
Before we start, first of all, I would just quickly like to say, if you could help keep the lights on this podcast by subscribing to the Patreon or even just subscribing on YouTube,
That's
which helps
free.
us get followers and we can monetize the channel. Also, if you, like I do, think that I'm the best one on here, I would like to announce that on September the 26th, I will be doing my tour show one final time in London, and it's to celebrate my 20 years as a stand-up comedian. Tickets are available on my Instagram, and it's in London, and it's going to be a very special gig. This guy might even be there.
You don't want to go to this gig, I think.
No, you're going to be there.
I think you want to steer clear of this.
Turn up after he's been on. Anyway, so today on the podcast, I'm very excited about this guy.
Yeah?
Yes, a good friend of mine who I haven't seen for a long time because he's always somewhere, but it's never here.
Yeah. Yeah, but it always feels like here to me. You know what I
does
mean?
it? Okay.
Yeah, wherever I am, it's like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, we're very excited to have one of the most innovative stand-up comedians of, well, not our generation, but his generation.
Oh, really?
Trevor
Show
Locke.
me one more innovative of your generation.
No, I'm just saying, like, am I not in your generation?
Are you talking about my generation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
I don't know who's in whose generation, though.
Well, what is a generation?
I
Let's
suppose
start there.
people say it's the people you start with in comedy.
Are we
Should
still
I say it's
doing,
Trevor Locke?
are we
Have I
still-
said his name yet?
No, we haven't.
It's Trevor Locke.
Okay.
Keep quiet.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Right.
That's that. But what is a generation?
What's the generation?
Are we still doing Who song titles?
No.
No, okay.
No, we finished that.
Okay.
I'm just going to quickly Google it. That's the laptop's here, isn't it?
It's Trevor Locke, everybody.
How are you, Trevor?
I'm all right. I'm a little bit tired. I've just not
Oh,
slept
well.
enough recently, but
Why is that then?
because of my ex-wife.
Oh, don't even get me started.
She snores.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she won't stop talking because she's jet lagged. And
Oh, so your ex-wife's back.
well, she's not back,
Oh.
but she's back. Yeah.
Back in the same, sleeping in the same room as you.
Back in the sleeping in the same room
Right,
as
okay.
me.
Vengeance.
Except I'm not sleeping in that room.
Where are you?
I'm in that room, wide awake,
Right. But
either
you're in there,
listening to
yeah,
her
yeah.
talking or listening to her snoring.
Are you in the same bed?
Not yet, but we're going to move into the same bed on Wednesday
Wow.
so that I can touch her. Apparently that stops her from snoring.
Oh, so you're going to move in for medical reasons?
I would, yeah, you could say medical reasons, basically so that I can get a good night's sleep.
Okay.
I'm going to go off the
Well, have you
sofa.
thought about just like having a long stick?
I have thought about having a long stick,
Yeah.
but that's really impractical. Where are you going to get a long stick from? What are you going to do with a long stick when you're not poking your ex-wife with it?
Is, you
so-
don't have to. We can redact this from the podcast. But is there like any flirting going on?
None at all.
okay.
We never even flirted when we were in love.
Right,
Yeah. So
A bit like me and Bilal.
no, nothing like you, Bilal.
Oh,
Right.
so a generation is 20 to 30 years. So you are in our generation, and yes, you are one of the most innovative comedians
Of
in
our generation.
Thank God for that.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God for
20 to
that.
30 years?
20 to
That's what
30
it
years.
says, 20 to 30 years.
So who's
Average
not in
people-
our generation
Well,
then?
People who are 20 to 30
Well, it depends
years
on which
away
way you
from
go
us.
as well, doesn't it?
Up or down.
It depends where you
Up
go,
or
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But 20 to 30 years away from you is different to what's 20 to 30 years away from me and Trevor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm about 10 years older than you.
Yeah.
I think you're about 10 years older than me.
Yeah, we're 10, 10 and 10.
10,
yeah.
10 and 10.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Fantastic. What a way to start, everybody.
And you're the only one that's currently married.
Yes.
Married,
Divorced.
divorced. Yeah.
And that's an exclusive.
That's an exclusive. Well, thank you very much
have
for
you got a
joining
girlfriend?
us. Oh,
No.
No?
No,
Have
no,
you?
no.
would you like one?
No.
Have you got one?
No. Wife.
I have.
Have you got one? Have you got one? Have you got one?
Wife.
No, but you asked me if I would like a girlfriend.
Would you like one?
in a way that seemed to suggest
Oh.
that underneath the table.
Oh, we have listeners.
We have
You have listeners?
I've got friends.
He's got friends.
I've
No.
got single
I
friends.
don't want that. No.
They're really nice, his friends.
No, if there's somebody in the room,
They're all on
I would
drugs.
consider it. But no,
I
I'm
don't
not-
know about K's.
I do know about Kay's, and
He's
I
got
don't want to
friends?
be his boyfriend.
No,
Oh, yeah.
okay, fair enough. Just they're the only options in this room.
Okay, fine.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, then you need to sort of check your tone next time you ask somebody.
Do you want a girlfriend?
Do you want a girlfriend? That's what I would do. I would say it like that. Do you want a girlfriend?
No,
Want a
I would say
girlfriend?
it's a bit aggressive. Would you like a girlfriend?
Would you like a
Would you
girlfriend?
like a girlfriend? Yeah, but don't go. Would you like a girlfriend? Sharon, Tracy.
Well, thank you very much
Eleanor.
for joining
That
us.
is the names of the women in his generation.
I know Sharon and Tracy.
Yeah.
What have you been up to today?
Today I
That's already a podcast. What did you do yesterday? That's a podcast.
Oh yeah, that's thingies.
But
Yeah.
we could do what did you do today? Should we do the
sorry,
rival
what did you
podcast?
do
What did you do today?
So this morning I attempted to send a bundle of clothes to Thailand.
Oh.
Yeah, but they were too expensive, so I will not be sending the bundle of
Who
clothes.
you send them to?
I'm sending them to my ex-girlfriend who lives in Bangkok.
Right. They're hers.
They're her clothes.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't have enough space in my suitcase, and I thought I'll send them to her, and I
It's
will
super
not.
expensive.
It's super expensive. Yeah, so that's what I did.
Cheaper to take them yourself.
Cheap to take myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a big clear out of clothes so I could buy some new ones.
Oh yeah.
And I got them all ready to go to the charity shop.
Yeah.
And that was about 8 weeks ago. They're just in bags.
No, that will happen. That
Yeah.
will happen.
Yeah.
You could get someone to pick them up.
Yeah.
There's companies that pick them up.
Yeah, but I
Charities.
could just go.
Get charity to pick up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When you go to Thailand,
Yeah.
you travel a lot around.
I usually go into Bangkok, and then once I'm there, I usually go straight to Tokyo, and I do a week of shows in Tokyo and some workshops in Tokyo. And then I'll go back to Bangkok, and then I'll do shows in Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia.
All in English?
All in English, yeah, because they don't speak any other language that I speak. Yeah.
Why not Benidorm?
No one's invited me. I would go. I go where people are invited.
Yeah.
And I almost never seek to play a place unless whenever I seek to play a place. I must have done it once. Oh yeah, Indonesia. I found out there was a gig in Indonesia, and I emailed the chap, and he said, "Yeah, all right, then
That's
come
a
over."
nice way to be. Like, also, you know who does that?
No.
Another guest on this podcast, Kyle Kinane.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He said that you should never ask people to do stuff. You should
I-
let them
yeah,
ask you. And
it
if they
makes
don't
a big
ask you, you're not
difference.
doing something right.
It makes a big difference. Yeah, it does make a big difference because, it's just great now because I know that at least somebody wants me there.
Mhm.
At least somebody likes what I do. And then because the person that organises it likes what I do, there's usually a great crowd waiting for me.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have to sort of, I don't know, just sort of knock on the door and say, "Look, please, can I do a gig? This is who I am. This is what I've done." You're persuading people.
That's what I've just done.
And
That's what we have to do.
Yeah, that's what you guys did to me to get me on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we've
are
been
still
trying for years.
I don't have the enthusiasm I would have done if I'd asked you if I could be on this podcast.
Yeah, right. So you're saying you've got more enthusiasm because we've asked you?
Or less.
I'm confused myself.
You've
now.
confused yourself.
I think I've had too much hot matcha.
Oh yeah, can I just say about this? People at home, this slimy little worm to my left, you're right.
I beg your pardon.
This slimy little worm to my left, you're right. Has had a matcha for the first time ever.
It's not the
He
first time
wants
ever.
to know.
'Cause Trevor had one.
in here. Yeah, because Trevor had one.
Yeah.
Copying Trevor, trying to play like a little big boy.
You copy Trevor all the time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
How?
You dress like Trevor.
I don't dress like Trevor.
You dress like Trevor.
I don't dress like Trevor.
He's been dressing like you secretly.
In your ex-girlfriend's clothes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They're not expensive to send. I've been sending you letters saying, did you know that the export to Thailand has gone up massively? Anyway.
Do you have a favourite country to perform in at
Japan.
all? Is it?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Is it like when the Beatles went to Japan?
It's a little bit like that. It's the only place where I'm genuinely popular. And I'm not really. It's just in one little place called Shimokitazawa, and I do 3 shows there in a row, and usually about 75 people come every time, and it's a tiny little room, so it's packed, and they're not there to see comedy. They're there to see whatever it is that I do. They're just there to see me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And they treat me really nicely. The people that bring me over, they treat me really nice. I'm friends now with some of the regulars that come to the shows. I've got a really nice landlady that I stay with.
Yeah.
The area's beautiful.
Giving you sake? It's a gift.
Sake?
Yeah.
No one has given me sake.
Oh, okay.
Have you had Picari
Noodles?
Sweat?
That's
Bakari
noodles.
Sweat is what I live on.
Really?
What's that?
Where do you get that from?
You can get it in a Japanese supermarket here.
What is it?
Right.
Yeah, it's obviously it'll be cheaper over there.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah, yeah.
cheap.
Is it?
It's like a weird. How would you describe it?
It's
It's a drink.
What do they call it? Isotonic drink.
Oh,
It's,
right.
it's got
Yeah.
salts in it. You know, it's a
Okay.
But
rehydrating
It's
drink.
really refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's made in Japan, and it's sold all over Southeast Asia.
But you can get it in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Trevor, before we continue, we
We
have a
must do
feature
this.
called
Okay.
Vet to the Guest, where I'm
Okay.
going to ask you 6 questions
about animals.
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. There might be.
Maybe.
There might be an
But yeah,
animal one.
basically, it's just a personality test to
Okay.
check that you're compatible to be on the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
And if
because
not,
then,
you'll be asked to
then
leave.
you're out, and you have to give the
Yeah.
coffee back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we have had to have some episodes that didn't go out because people didn't pass this test.
Really?
Trevor
Who,
McDonald.
Trevor McDonald
Yeah,
did
Trevor
pass it?
Brooking?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Brooking, that's a good one.
Okay.
and Camden Lock.
Okay.
Bloody hell. Excuse me.
Okay.
So 6 questions. Please tell the truth. Question number 1: what have you been cooking lately?
Oh, I don't cook. The last thing I cooked was 10 days ago. I invited some people around for dinner, and I got.
How many people? Just
There were
paint a
6 people.
picture. That's a big.
Yeah, it was
That's a
quite
lot.
big. And then 2 of them were going to be vegetarians, but the vegetarians dropped out. And so at the last minute, I added meatballs.
Yeah.
So there were meatballs. There was cauliflower cooked in a lot of turmeric and apple cider vinegar with
Wow.
creme fraiche.
Nice.
Oh.
And it was one of the best things I've ever cooked.
Really?
Yeah, by accident, not following a recipe at all.
Oh, good.
That's
and
great.
Yeah,
But I can tell by the way that you said some of those ingredients, Bilal doesn't know what they are.
I know all them.
yeah, he
I
must.
know all
Fresh,
them.
creme fraiche, you went, oh.
Creme fraiche. Well, I was
You don't
surprised.
know that.
No, I was surprised it was in there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised it was in there.
Yeah.
But it was the last thing I put in there, and it made it very creamy.
Yes.
And the apple cider vinegar with the turmeric. What did I have? Onions in there and cauliflower mainly. So that was one thing
Mm.
for the vegetarians that
You
didn't even turn up in the end.
Idiots.
Not idiots,
They are.
just
Busy
working
vegetarians.
performers that picked up a gig.
No, I don't like these people.
Oh, so it was performers you had around.
I didn't have them round because they picked up a gig.
Oh, just them
yeah,
two.
yeah, just
Joey
them.
could have made
We
it.
could have gone.
Yeah, you could have.
No,
gone.
I wouldn't
performers.
have, but you could
I
have.
would have.
He would have
I
come.
been
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah.
Carry on.
And yeah, so that was the thing I cooked, and then I put in so much effort. All I did for the whole day, that's all I did was just cook.
Yeah.
I made cheesecakes.
Oh,
Yeah, I made cheesecakes with real black currant. So a chap I know called Vincente drives the 343 from Elephant and Castle down to Morden.
Right, how do you know him then?
Because sometimes when I'm away, he stays in my bed.
Okay.
With
your ex-wife.
Yes, it's a double bed, and he's got an allotment, and he picked a lot of black currants, and he came round and dropped them off to me.
Wow.
Where's he staying when you're not there?
He's got an Airbnb. He's got a few Airbnbs around Camberwell because his main garage is Camberwell, even though the route starts in Elephant and Castle. His garage is Camberwell. He's in Peckham at the minute, and he's got an allotment there.
Does sound interesting.
And I didn't know what to do with these black currants.
He owns a few Airbnbs, or he's staying.
No, he
in a few.
stays.
He stays.
Right.
Mm.
Sounds like he needs.
He could live in
needs
his
a house.
bus.
He needs somewhere to live.
Question number 2. Thank you for that. That was very
That's a good
insightful.
answer.
That's a very good answer.
Thank you.
Question number 2. How do you handle jealousy?
Well, I hide it
Okay.
and pretend that I don't get jealous. And then if a partner, historically, I've had partners, historically, a lot of them have been really jealous. And I've handled it quite badly, I think. I was talking about it with somebody recently. It was, I feel very guilty. So I was, it turns you a bit paranoid, doesn't it?
I get very indignant. I go on the attack.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not trust me? And then I go and
Yeah.
kiss loads of girls.
You'd never kissed any girls.
No, never. If I've had if I've had a girl that doesn't trust me, normally that drives me to cheat on them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never
So you
cheated.
don't trust me anyway,
I've never
so-
cheated on anybody, but I have seen that
People do it.
It breaks the trust in a way, doesn't it? Because they've kind of broken the trust by being jealous in a way. That's how I feel. It's like if you think that's the kind of relationship that I'm in with you, then I'm wasting my time. If that's how you think I am,
I mean,
then it's a
But
different.
then
You're
I
in a
just
different
stopped
relationship.
dating jealous women. I don't know how.
Yeah, how can you do that? How can you know if somebody's jealous before you date them?
I kind of
No,
meant,
but-
how do you handle jealousy when someone you know goes on Celebrity MasterChef?
Oh, I see what you mean.
I see.
Yeah, well, you lie and you pretend that you're not jealous. You actually go on you feel sorry for them. You express. You say, oh dear, oh look, oh no,
Oh, no,
look what's
I'd
happened.
hate that. I
and
wouldn't
you
want
pretend you're above it, and you sort of go on the old passive aggressive.
And then you pray you get to be on the next series.
Yeah.
that. Mm.
Okay, wow. These
I
are
just
very-
go, I'm so happy for you.
Question number 3 is, how does Trevor pass the time on a long journey?
I love looking out of a window if there's a window. So where is the journey taking place? Is the journey taking place in an aeroplane?
Deep underground.
Deep underground. Yeah. Okay. Are the windows?
But it's all
all
on
black,
the
right?
underground. On the underground, there's people to look at. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy looking at people,
there's
listening,
posters
and
up
also
saying you can't do that.
I'll think of stuff. So I'm very happy. Motion and a slight sort of rocking of the carriage.
Yeah.
That's enough for me to think. So I'll come up with ideas doing that.
Mm. What was
Oh,
the top
yeah.
answer listening to this?
What? Yes.
Yes.
So you don't listen to anything
No.
or play any games?
No. The only games I play are chess, and I don't do that when something's moving. I go to a cafe and I play chess
Mm. Online.
online.
Chess.com.
Chess.com.
Yeah, I do that. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh.
I've
Doesn't
got
matter
no
though, because
time for
they
chess.
put you up with someone who's equally as rubbish as you, and it's
I
fun.
still get battered.
Well, then eventually you'll find somebody that you can beat.
I get battered, but just on FIFA.
Question 4.
Mm.
I'm giving you £4 for a soft drink, a bag of crisps, and a chocolate bar. What are
Oh.
you getting?
I
do have to
don't
say
know
it's-
because I'm not the kind of guy that buys that kind of stuff. No way. Don't know. I mean,
He's
in
not
the
a
olden
sugar guy.
days, what would I do? I'd have bought a little aloe vera drink, some kind of chocolate bar, probably.
12.
What did you say?
No.
12.
Don't
Whisper.
don't try and.
Crunchy.
Bourneville.
Bourneville.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is getting.
But I
insane.
don't like that, so
What
I
do you
wouldn't
mean?
do that.
Are you like a healthy lad?
Yeah, he doesn't do sugars.
I think so. Yeah, I
Really?
don't like that sort of stuff. I wouldn't do that. I don't, so yeah. And what was the other thing? Bag of crisps.
Yeah, bag of crisps.
I used to like crisps, and the ones I liked were the squares, Smith squares.
Mm.
I liked the skips. I liked skips.
But now you just get a carrot.
Now I wouldn't do anything like that.
Have you had a Zespri kiwi?
No.
I've got
What
a
is that?
bonus question to throw
It's
in
from
here.
it's from New Zealand.
Okay.
They were handing out free samples.
Sorry, he's talking about this again.
I'm
everyone.
sorry, I'm talking about this again.
Okay.
They were handing out free samples.
No,
of
I'd rather go on a
kiwi.
free sample, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
had.
no, I
but it
would
was
do
really
that.
nice because you can eat the skin.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Okay.
very thin
Oh,
skin.
nice. So it
Yeah,
looks
you'd
like a
it.
kiwi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it
right.
It's
hairy?
golden. No, it's not really hairy.
Is it a kiwi?
Yeah, it's a kiwi.
It's an actual kiwi.
Yeah. Actual kiwi. It's called
Okay.
Zespri
Oh,
kiwi.
no, I'd do with that. Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
thought you'd like
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get you one day.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very good for you. Sorry, were you going to say
No,
something?
I've got a bonus question.
Oh.
Because Trevor, you seem to be a master of your own mind.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Well,
No.
you've always, whenever I see you, like you've accomplished something using your mind, like giving up sugar, for example, or you did do that for a while.
But not using my mind. Yeah.
Well, but whatever. But so, how did you get? How did
refusing to use my mouth.
How did you stop? How did you get off the crisps? I'd love to get off the crisps.
Good question. I think if you just don't go into a shop. So for me, if I go into a shop, I'm vulnerable to buy things. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so now I'm visualizing my shop now, my local shop, my nicer. I go in there, and there are just some aisles that I never go down.
Mm.
I just never go down the confectionery aisle, never go down the crisp aisle. That's the way to do it. Because if
Yeah.
I do go down there, somehow I'll find myself buying something.
Okay.
I've had to, and on the pre-show, Bilal said you haven't said anything tragic on here for a while, so here we go.
Oh.
I've had to start crossing over at the McDonald's to the other side of the road
There you go. You're
on the
my-
way home from
yeah.
a night out.
Yeah.
or a gig.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah?
It's a real problem. I won't go into the chicken nugget thing that happened.
Oh no.
Question
Oh,
5.
no, well,
What do you do if someone's yapping away in the cinema then?
Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I usually tell myself this story. I just say, look, you've chosen to watch a movie in the marketplace. You're in the agora. You know, you could have waited and watched it at home, but you've chosen to watch it in a cinema, a public place with the general public. Part of that includes the very real risk and the present danger of people chattering away. That is the experience you actually paid for. And it might not be the one you wanted, but in a sense, you have to sign up to life when you're going to a cinema. It's like, you know, stepping out of the door, anything can happen, for better or worse. You can stay safe and just sit at home. And so that's how I try. Right, so that then gets me out of having to turn around and go, or, you know, say something, because then in today's world, that could escalate rapidly.
You get a flying kick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think in the old days,
popcorn over your head.
in the old days, I'd have shushed them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have said, "Do you mind being quiet?" But now I think the culture has moved on, and I think now, unfortunately, it is acceptable to
do you think?
be antisocial in
Hey,
cinemas.
I think it's acceptable to be antisocial in a lot of places.
Yeah,
and we need
exactly.
to get a grip on it.
We need to get a grip
We
on
need
that.
to get a grip on this phones on the tube.
You mean people listening to
Yes.
playing videos on the...
Yeah.
That's quite annoying.
Watching
It is
ticky-tocky.
It is annoying, but I think it's gone now. That's the so that's again when that happens
The
on
horse is bolted, you mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I'm in London, and this is what happens now. Okay, this is interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to I think because like I'm 40 now and you do start to kind of, I'm for the first time starting to feel like, you know, oh, I don't really understand XYZ. Like, and it's a nice way to say, well, this is what it is now and it's interesting and let's take a look at it.
Because I'm never going to win that battle, am I? If I stand up and say, excuse me, do you mind turning that down? It's possible that they'll go, oh, yes, of course. But it's more
I don't think it
likely
is.
they'll, you know,
They'll strangle you, yeah.
yeah, you know,
Mm.
and then what? What's, you know, so,
Mm.
which is, you know, I know people will think, well, you're a coward, Trevor Locke. You are a coward. You don't
Right
stand
in
up.
if that's what you think.
Yeah. Just
but-
write the word coward in the
Capitals.
comments.
And final question, Trevor, for you is, if you went back in time to kill baby Hitler, how would you explain what you'd just done to everyone watching?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
Would you take a chance of trying to rehabilitate him?
Of course, I would.
Okay.
I would go back and I would adopt him.
Would you adopt him? And would he
Yeah.
have the moustache, even as a toddler?
Well, I would draw it in with
Okay.
crayon as
Yeah.
a warning, and I would raise him with my ex-wife, and we would raise him to be a feminazi, which I think would be
What's that?
just like a really extreme feminist.
Ah,
And I think that,
You know,
I
like
thi-
when women say men can't do stuff, it's that.
yeah,
like when loose women, when they all have a go
yeah,
at
when
men.
they'll have a go at you.
I don't know about loose women, but yeah, I think I'd save the Jews, and you know, there's a lot of other lives were lost in the Second World War, and we'd have, you know, 50 years of feminism more
Earlier.
started by a little baby with a drawn on moustache.
And maybe by now, a woman would be playing for England at football.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might not even be any men's football.
Oh.
Because after the First World War, there wasn't any men's football. It was all football that was watched was women's football. There was no one was going to watch men play football in the early part of the 20th century.
I didn't know that.
Is this
So-
true?
This is absolutely true. They had to actually ban women's football in about 1920. They banned women's football so that men would get a crowd. People could go and watch men play football. So if I've raised little baby Hitler to be a feminazi, we might have only professional women's football and no professional men's football now.
You do have to kill him, though. That was
Well, all right, okay. Well, how would I explain killing him?
Yeah.
I'd say, look,
to all the people around.
if you want to see high quality men's professional football, in the next coming century.
I think
Right.
that would. I think enough
This
people
one's
would go
got
along with that.
Yeah.
Okay, Trevor, thank you very much
If
for
you want to see a
completing
Super
the
League,
guest. You scored 6,400 points. That's
That's very
very
high.
high.
Can I bank those?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You can stay on the podcast and you can
if you
now
get-
speak to Joey
If
Page.
you ever come back, you can accrue them up, and if you get to 10,000, you get £3 off in the Tesco's around the corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you
You
have to
get a
buy
voucher.
crisps.
Oh,
Yeah.
typical.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Lovely.
Do you have anything you want to ask Trevor in particular? Because I have a big question, but you can go first.
Well, no, I just more wanted to just chat a little bit about the old days.
Oh, the old days?
We've been
The
friends a long
1930s?
time. No. We've been friends a long time.
We have, yeah.
And we're friends. You really sort of took me under your wing at the beginning of my career.
Can I just let you into a secret?
Yeah.
That wasn't my wing.
Oh, right.
He thought it was my wing. And it was just a lot of, I just collected it as a collection of feathers that I had. And, but he was new.
But
He
when
was
you
new.
start comedy, you don't know.
He didn't know.
Did he have the little hat?
He had the little hat.
The
Yeah.
horrible
and
little trilby hat.
Little trilby hat. And I covered it with
Winkle-pickers.
feathers. And he thought, oh, no, I'm under Trevor's wing.
Yeah.
No, it's just a bunch of feathers to cover his trilby.
And we, a bit unsuccessfully, tried to get some sitcoms off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was one of your support acts of your living room tour.
I just saw a photograph of all of the support acts and me a couple of days ago. I'll see if I can bring it up on the screen.
Bring it up
Oh
on the.
my goodness.
We'll get that up live for you, everybody at
And
home.
was that in living rooms?
Yeah, it was in living rooms around England.
It was a very fun period of my career.
Wow.
Yeah,
How many people do you have in an audience?
it really depended. Sometimes like 3, which is
Oh my
weird.
Three.
God.
Because
Three,
they got to charge what they wanted for tickets and how many people they wanted to come.
or invite people.
And you made money?
Yeah, they had to
They
pay.
a flat fee.
They had to
for
pay
us to come.
pay a flat
Okay.
fee, and then either Joey or Chris Dangerfield or the pair of them got in my car, and we travelled anywhere within about 3 hours of London.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at that.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
You show that
That's
camera.
great.
That's Joey Page in the middle there. Is that like a cricket jumper? You
Yeah, I'm
are
wearing a cricket
ridiculous,
jumper.
mate. You don't even like
I
cricket.
don't even like cricket.
Yeah.
But it was the fashion at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at my hair there.
How many dates did you do?
We did 50.
Really?
Yeah, we did one in Switzerland, most of them in England.
We did one, there was a tarantula.
We
in a
did.
guy's
We
bedroom.
did one in
Didn't
the
like
guy's
that.
bedroom, but the whole house was full of creepy animals in formaldehyde.
But the tarantula was alive.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I did one where Kate Moss rang the doorbell during an erotic mime, and came down and sat on the front row.
I wasn't at that one, sadly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hear the end of it if you were at that one.
and then the three women in a very small house, which was one of my favourites. We did
one where it was. Do you remember it was a Christian stag do?
we didn't realise.
We didn't realise.
We did not realise it was a stag do. A stag do.
But you're like, who wants this for a stag do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and we were angry. We felt like we'd been tricked.
Yeah, like we
into-
were going to be having
Let
the
us-
worst gig of our
Let
life.
us know that it's a stag do.
Right.
Oh no, this is a right swindle. And so Dangerfield went out and did his horrifically awful stories, thinking that's what the men would like.
About being a heroin addict and stuff.
And
Oh.
and they did not like it.
Yeah,
And we were
I
like,
don't-
this is weird. And then what did you do?
So who knows? Some proper comedy, probably.
And then I talked to them and found out they're all Christians.
Mm.
I
I think I was just kept saying renounce God as part of my set. I didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun time.
It was a fun time. It was
Very
a fun time.
unique
Yeah.
experience.
And why would have you not done that since?
I don't have a car anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'll drive.
He'll drive you.
And yeah, I don't know. I've done it now. Don't want to do it. I mean, it was all right, but yeah. I mean, it was great. It was absolutely brilliant.
was
But
brilliant.
once I've done something, what's the point? Yeah, I don't know. But we could do it again if you want. You got it.
Yeah.
What kind of car have you got?
I've got a Ford Focus Z-Tech.
Is that all right?
I don't know what that is.
Just a nice,
Sort
it's
of
an okay car.
silver?
Okay.
No, that silver one died.
What
Okay.
colour is it?
Black.
It's black.
You've been in it.
Was it as big as mine?
It's just a normal sized car.
Okay.
Is that all right?
We could talk about it. Yeah,
Okay,
we could talk
we can
about it.
talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to ask if it's okay about when you did ayahuasca.
Okay. Let's.
I've never spoke to anyone about.
Bilal's thinking of doing it.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, not really.
No, okay.
You're not really thinking of doing it?
Well, let's see what you say.
Well, why would you be thinking of doing it?
For a bit of a laugh.
For a bit of a laugh? Oh, don't do it.
But you get to be sick, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be sick.
Well, you can just, put your fingers down your throat.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you do it?
What?
Ayahuasca.
Put my fingers down, right?
Yeah. But either.
I
Would you
think
do
so.
ayahuasca?
I think I mean, I
You
don't-
need it. You
I'd
need
like.
it.
Well, let's find out why Trevor did it and what he got out.
Yes.
Because I feel like I don't know if I necessarily need those things, but I might not even remember why Trevor did it. And then if he tells me, I might be like, okay.
So yeah, shall we start? Why did you?
I did it. So I was in Peru and I'd been having, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a nervous breakdown, but I wasn't very happy. I was insomniacal. I was an insomnia. Couldn't sleep very well. And I'd been trying, I didn't speak Spanish really. And I was staying out in Peru too long. And I think I was just sort of alienated and lonely. And
Why did you go there in the first place?
because somebody invited me and I just thought it'd be really good fun. And it kind of was fun, but sometimes for things to be fun, they've also got to be flipping awful as well. And so it was extreme, and I just kept trying to get better. So I went to see a therapist. I took San Pedro in the desert.
What's that?
San Pedro's
A great midfielder.
it's
for
like
Porto.
mescaline.
Right.
It's like it's made from you get it out of a cactus,
Oh.
and
There's another name for it, I think. But I can't
Cactus
remember.
juice.
it probably is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in Spanish they call it San Pedro. I think the chemical name is mescaline.
Right.
I think the teachings of Don Juan. There's a sort of god or spirit called Mescalito. I haven't really read much of that for a long time, so I can't quite remember. But I think Mescalito is the sort of spirit of the cactus, and I think what's that bloke Aldous Huxley?
Oh yeah.
I think he took it, and it was called mescaline when he took it.
It is mescaline.
Yeah. So and then I was doing holotropical breathing, where I met up with a group, and basically I'm the only guy there, and you have to sort of hyperventilate. Basically, you hyperventilate. And
See, I'd feel silly.
I felt really silly because what does a room full of women hyperventilating sound like?
Like women playing tennis.
And I'd loosened my jogging trousers for the better to breathe deeply.
Yeah.
And then during the group hug, my trousers fell down.
Oh, for God's
Yeah.
sake.
So it was a rather humiliating experience, that one. But I was searching, and then I gave up, and I met a man in the jungle who was studying biparental care in the Andean hummingbird. Yeah.
Wow.
Boring.
Yeah. And I quite like these hummingbirds. They're amazing things.
Yeah,
They're just they're you can't believe that they're real because they're tiny. Their wings are just a blur,
Yeah.
and they can go backwards and forwards and up and down. They look like a supernatural thing. Beautiful, amazing things. So I hung out with him, and he was doing that for a bit, and we arranged to meet in the jungle town of Iquitos weeks in the future, and we did that. We met up there, and then there's no Andean hummingbirds in Iquitos. So what are we going to do? And we didn't really know what to do. We didn't even really know each other very well.
Also, it's great that you kept that promise because I get it's like the olden days before mobile. It's like
This was in the
we're
olden
going to meet
days.
there or we're not.
This
and
was
we
in the
don't-
olden days. Yeah. So
But
it was
even
like-
not. You
we had
wouldn't
an
have-
email. He sent me an email. Said, "Are you going to be there?" And I said, "I'm going to be there." And we met
Yeah.
up, and we were sat in a cafe on the corner of the Iquitos Square. Iquitos is a town in the middle of the Amazon that you can only get to by plane or by boat.
Mm.
Oh my God.
He got there by boat. I flew in, and the waiter, it was a funny character, and he suggested that we took ayahuasca. there was lots of things we could have done.
Yeah.
And
They got the bowling alley, laser quest.
And I'd taken ayahuasca actually a few months before in Lima, so I thought I knew what it was. I'd been to a session that a shaman had been flown in, I think from Pucallpa, which is another jungle city, to Lima, the capital of Peru, and I went to a sort of there's a nice, relatively posh house in a quite a posh neighborhood of Lima, and took ayahuasca. And it was like dropping acid. It was very sort of lots of nice visuals, and it was all right. So when I was offered it in Iquitos, I thought, well, I've done it. Yeah,
right.
Let's have another go, and I'll be the big boy and teach my Andean hummingbird friend the ropes. So we went out into the jungle, not that far, and it was a weird place. And I can remember when we got there, one of them said, "Don't." Somehow there was
Don't loosen your jogging bottoms.
Do your jogging bottoms up, Trev. Just do your and your zip. Someone had hung themselves the week before in the place where we were going to be doing it.
Right.
Bad vibe.
There was a weird vibe. Someone said either don't worry about the weird vibe, or there's surprisingly not a weird vibe here, even though somebody killed themselves.
Right.
But that was like, and the jungle's terrifying if you're someone like me. Have you been to a jungle?
No, I'm too scared.
You've never
of
been
spiders.
to? No,
I'd love to.
Well, they're exhilarating things. There's just everything's vibrating with life.
Right. Yeah.
It's usually quite hot. It's incredibly noisy. And
everything can kill you.
And everything can kill you, but everything looks weird and big and strange. And you're aware, you're aware that you're thousands of miles from what you really think is civilization. So for me, you're sort of
always on edge,
a little bit on edge, and so then when you've driven out from the outpost of civilization into the jungle, and you've been told that someone hung themselves and you're going to drop acid here, or that's what you think. You're like, oh Christ! And we were told we couldn't eat for a day. We had to fast, and we had to bathe in a little stream. But bathing in a little stream, that sounds nice, doesn't it? But it's a stream in the jungle. What's it going to have in it?
Millipede crawling.
Right, exactly. And we were the only English speakers there. Everybody else spoke French or Spanish. There was the local mayor who was trying to do it to connect with the people in his village who did this. That's part of their tradition.
Okay.
And then there was a policeman trying to do it to solve a crime.
What?
Yeah. And
Columbo, no.
This is mad.
Yeah, it is mad. I mean, it's properly mad. I mean, when you understand what they think ayahuasca is, it's like, well, ayahuasca it gives you can see things. So apparently, years ago, if you were a man, you would take it with your mates, and you could see where the deer were, and then you can go and kill the deer. And I think they think if you're trying to find somebody who's committed a crime, you can take it and you can see where the criminal is. There were two Frenchmen there, and the Frenchman told me that he once took ayahuasca and disappeared into a flower.
They do that, the French.
I had no idea what he meant. He did this. He did this sort of like he dived, like he dived into a daffodil,
like a cartoon character.
Yeah. So I then started to feel nervous. Like I was thinking, well, I've done it in Lima. It's not that bad. I've done acid before. This should be all right. But then I realised, no, I haven't done this before. This was a proper ceremony. It's dark now. The jungle's gone all mental. We're sat in a row. There's just a little bit of candlelight, and then there's two shaman, man shaman, lady shaman, singing their icaros. Icaros is the name they give to a weird little song that's a repetitive sort of melody, and then the ayahuasca comes out in these little clay cups, and one by one, you go up.
At that point, is anyone bottling it? Then I go, no, I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
No one's bottling it apart from me. I'm the only one who's bottling it, and because I'm a double bottler, I do it.
Right.
Because I don't have the courage to not do it.
Yeah.
So I do it, and I sit down, and then we've all gone up and taken it, and we're all sat down in a circle, and you just wait, and then one by one we go off out of the circle and vomit over the side
How
of the
does it
hut.
taste?
It's bitter, I would say, not acidic, bitter, dry, bitter taste. Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, you just vomit a lot.
Yeah.
And somehow it feels quite nice. It feels quite cathartic. And they tell you that, the legend is you're cleaning out your intestines. So, because you've fasted anyway. So what the hell are you vomiting out? And you vomit out, it looks like you're vomiting out the ayahuasca, to be honest. It's black, but then you're vomiting out a lot of stuff. It feels like you're purging or cleaning yourself. So that's the story that's told. And then when that stops, everything just goes all big, and I can't describe it. It's sort of like I remember there were two things I said when I did it afterwards. I said it was like, so I realized every thought I'd ever had in my life was true from one point of view. Yeah. And the world in which I lived in was one pixel on an infinite screen of infinite pixels that were also true. So it was like this weird idea.
I actually think about that all the time as a thing. Like, everyone's lives are so intricate that then makes us so like small. And do you know what I mean? Like, my life is so complicated and there's so much in it, but that's everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the difference here was every point of view I've ever had has been true from that point of view. And we live in this construct that there is an objective reality or an objective world, and therefore we can say, oh no, that turned out to be not true, and this turns out to be true. And what ayahuasca showed me is that, and then there's all that, there's the rest of this infinite screen with all these pixels that is also true that you've never even considered. That was one attempt to try and explain what was happening. And then the other thing was love is not what we call love. So we don't understand what love is. Love, the way I'd always use the word love, there's something else called love, which is like an elemental substance of the universe. But none of this is what happened. It's just that was the two ways.
That's what you got from it.
That's the two ways I tried to explain it.
Yeah.
But basically, I thought I was dying. I couldn't. I tried to sit, and then I just kept falling over. And it was incredible. It only lasted 4 hours, but it felt like it lasted forever. And I didn't die. Yeah. But also, in a way, it felt like I had died. And it was very beautiful. I saw so many beautiful things.
Were you aware of the other people?
Sometimes, yeah. I was aware when they were worried about me, when both the shaman came towards me and started singing at me and pushing me upright, and then watching me go down again and pushing me upright and blowing stuff at me. And then there was a point where I realized I wasn't going to die, and in the morning it was just incredible. And I ended up having to go and see another shaman back in Iquitos to sort of put me back together. But it changed me so much that when I eventually got back to Lima, I realized I was so different. I could not go back home to England wearing the same clothes that I had arrived in. So I went to a costume outfitters for the military in the center of Lima and had them make me a Peruvian naval officer's uniform in a gunmetal grey colour, and that's how I returned back to England.
Do you still have that?
I wore it on stage for a few years.
Yeah,
but
really?
Yeah. But I don't have it anymore. Yeah.
What a flipping story.
Yeah.
And do you feel like it even now has like changed you now?
It
Or
wears
does
off.
wear off and you go back to being like-
You know, I thought it sort of it changed my life forever for about 3 months.
Okay.
And then it just gradually it just goes, and you become you go back to normal. Yeah.
So would you recommend it's a thing that everyone should?
No, no one needs
Not
to do
you.
it.
No one needs to.
No one needs to do it. No one needs to do it. There's nothing. There's absolutely no need to do it.
Do you think the police officer could have caught the criminal?
Good question.
It might be real.
Good question.
Because I've heard of it loads. Because loads of creative people do this, right? I've never heard that you'd use it to try and find a criminal. That's
Yeah,
Well,
right, an Edinburgh show.
But if you
Well, yeah, people do
if
that.
you talk to people that know about the CIAs or the Mossads or the whatevers, they all try to do things like that. It's a weird thing for everyday people to think about, trying to find something by taking a drug, but that is a thing that you'd be surprised some of the organisations that do try to get information from altered states of consciousness, because time is not real. We think that time is a real thing, that there's a past, a present, and a future, and there isn't actually any evidence for that scientifically. It's just how we work. If time isn't real, why wouldn't you be able to find out what happened yesterday, or find out what's going to happen tomorrow? Given that there is no yesterday or tomorrow.
See?
Now, I'm not saying that's, but yeah.
Let me say, this is why I love this podcast.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to get.
No.
It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I haven't got a lot of time left, but there's two things I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
And they're kind of connected. One is how's your stand-up going in terms of how's it like changed since I've seen you, like, because you're very innovative as a creative comedian. Are you still like doing it in the same way that when I would have seen you?
No.
what's
So
going on
when
at the
we
moment?
toured,
and then also tell us about
Have
your
you not
new show.
seen him?
I haven't seen him since I've seen you in Edinburgh when you did your shows, where you would take the register.
Oh yeah. So you've seen those shows. So my shows are similar to that. They're all there's a concept. So last year one of the shows was called "Let's Start a Cult," and so every show was starting a cult, and we'd talk about what a cult is or what the features of a cult might be, and then by the end of the show, usually someone being voted the leader. Some people have been cast out. One person will have compiled the traditions of the cult. Another person will have compiled the beliefs, and we would have made a little mini cult. So, and then another show I did was called "We Are Each Other," and in that show I had to uncover incredible, unforeseen coincidences between two strangers.
Oh, that's cool.
Something great about your shows is that there's a lot of audience participation, but it doesn't ever feel scary.
Yeah,
like you don't feel like you're being mocked.
Yeah,
or you're
no,
gonna get humiliated,
because people, it really annoys me when people say I do crowd work, because I don't do crowd work. It's never, I never ask anyone where they're from or what their job is. It's like a conversation, really. It's like a conversation.
And you're always sort of like the clown because of the way that you react to the information you're getting as well.
Yeah. So if anyone's mocked, it's usually me.
Yeah.
And it's usually them mocking me. I didn't even mock myself.
Like, for example,
they're mocking
when
me.
you used to do the register, obviously you would call out names that you didn't know were going to be there, and then the joke's on you if they're not there. And the way you react to that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and what is your new show that you're taking to Edinburgh?
So the new thing I'm doing is I've written some poems, and so that's brand new. I don't normally do poems, and I've written some poems, and I'm going to do a show called "How to Drink a Glass of Water," and most of it's going to be poems, and it's a little bit scary because I'm not very good at poems.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Except you've had book of poems before. So.
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah. But these are different ones.
And where can people see the show either in Edinburgh or before?
Well, you can see it on Friday. When's this going out?
Oh, not Friday.
Yeah, you can see it in Edinburgh. At
When
10.
can you see it Friday? Because I might be free on Friday.
Collab down in the London Bridge Collab Theatre.
Oh, okay.
It's the free Fringe fundraising festival.
Cool.
So I'm doing that Friday at 7:30. And then I'm going on a little tour of the Southwest in July to try and get this show to be a show. And then at 10 to 1 every day at the Apex on Grassmarket, I'm going to do the poems.
Nice.
And yeah.
And that's free Fringe, isn't it?
No, it's not. You can buy tickets for that.
You buy tickets for
yeah,
that.
so I've got one ticketed show, which is the poems, and then I've got a free Fringe show at 2:45, which will probably be WhatsApp therapy. And then at 5 to 6, let's start another cult.
And what are you doing this Friday?
I'm going to probably do how to drink a glass of water. Yeah.
Why'd you shave your beard?
Why? Because I don't grow a very good beard. You've got
got a beard.
You've got
It's nice.
you've got so you've got a beard. It's like it's nice and even.
Thank you.
Mine quite grey, but even when it's not grey, patchy. It looks like I've been to sleep and a rat sort of chewed bits of it.
It was all right.
Anyway, what a way for you to try and end the episode there on the beard chat.
Yeah, that was the best.
Trevor, where can people find you on the internet?
I suggest Instagram is the only thing I really use. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah,
which is
he doesn't know.
The Trevor Locke. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Or realitygames.uk.
What's that?
That's my cult, really. Realitygames.uk. It's a thing I do. I'm doing it tonight. We're finishing it tonight, but we do it all the time. It's like a program for creativity and mindfulness. And
can we come to that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, come to that. Yeah.
Well, what a great episode! I think that's just my opinion. You lot can go fuck yourself.
Why are you saying it like it wasn't good?
No, I'm not saying that.
It was good.
I'm saying I really enjoyed it objectively. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
No.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And
Lovely to see you.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.